is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast for 2026.
Happy New Year! Kind of. It's now the 21st of Jan, so not that happy. But, you know, some people might still be doing their dry January jolly. They might be doing their New Year resolutions. They might be. If you haven't, it's okay.
Yeah, sorry we're a bit late on the old podcast to start this new year. You're probably doing dry January away from the podcast right now. We haven't done one in ages.
I'll take the blame on this one, Jolie. I've had a busy start to the year. I started a new job.
Well, I was going to ask you if you wanted to talk about it.
Ooh, well, I am talking about it now.
What was that?
I'm a translator for German. for Germany. The whole of Germany. That's how I do. It's my new job. Isn't that right, Dan?
Yeah, I got it on mute. Sorry, Dan.
Isn't that right, Dan?
That is absolutely right. Yeah, how is that going? Any good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
good. Good. Sehr good.
What on earth has this turned into?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from, and we're going to not do that because my actual job, Joel, is I've, believe it or not, got a job as a head of, not head of, but kind of sales and marketing at the Bristol Golf Club.
Woohoo!
Yes, I did it.
Sammy, you love golf, so it's almost the perfect job for you.
Honestly, my head is exploding though. There's so much to do, and in a good way. Like it's good that I've put my brain to test, and I'm glad I'm around golf, and I'm up at the lovely golf course, and everyone should come and do their corporate golf with me. Absolutely, talk to me, people. But it's amazing.
We've got some fun Flyers content coming out soon, haven't we? With the Bristol Golf Club.
Do you know what? I'm going to sign it off right now. I'm not going to do the shot traces. That piece is signed off. You can upload it. Okay.
It's funny because off air, I wasn't going to ask you yet, but I'm waiting for you to sign off this video that.
Well, you were going to send me the best quality version of it, weren't you?
That was the best quality version of it.
But you didn't say that to me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I've been busy. I don't know if you noticed, mate. I've had like 3 games in the last week. I'm in the middle of a 9-game month right now for Bristol Flyers. So life is very, very busy indeed. Which is probably why we haven't done a podcast in like 3 weeks or whatever, because we've had the schedule has been crazy through January. Absolutely nuts.
I'd agree with that. It's probably the busiest January we've ever had, right?
Oh, for sure. We did a 12-game month in April last season. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but part of that was because it was pushed back because of loads of reasons. But so that was a bit weird that it happened that way, but there are reasons for it. This one has just been mental, hasn't it?
Yeah, really, really, really busy. So apologies for the late start to the new year for the Bristol Flyers podcast, but we are back, and we are back with a bang because we've got Joe Anderson joining us in the studio. We wanted to start with one of our marquee signings. We hadn't gone and got Joe Anderson in the studio.
Mr. Anderson.
Great chat, I would say this is. Fantastic episode.
He's literally one of the greatest guys we've ever had in the team, isn't he?
He's really good. What did you think of the chat, Dan?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I was really looking forward to it. It's obviously he's a friend of Owen's, so there's lots of good stories in there about living with Owen and being friends with him. He basically called him his brother at one point, so they're very close. It's been very good.
We talk about chicken tendies, that chicken tendies story.
Yes, we do.
We do address that very early in the podcast. And we learn more about Joe's journey from growing up in Maryville, Tennessee, to playing at Lipscomb via Furman and joining the Bristol Flyers. So we learn a bit about Joe. We do the quickfire questions as well. And also we get all the questions from you guys in our mailbag segment. So look out for that at the end of the show. We're going to try and do bi-weekly episodes again, aren't we, Sam?
Yeah, we will. We'll get there. We will.
We will.
We will.
Okay, we will.
We will, as they say at a wedding, everyone all together.
We will.
We will. Do you, the wedding party, support this person to make sure they get married? We will.
Will you release a podcast with me every other week? We will.
We will.
Love it. Before we get to this interview part of the podcast, if you are enjoying us talk nonsense, you can subscribe on YouTube. Just hit the little bell icon as well down there somewhere to get notifications whenever we drop a new episode. And also, if you are a podcast listener on all major podcast providers, you can give us a rating and a review. It helps us move up the podcast charts, and we really, really appreciate your support.
Which icon do they need to hit?
If you're watching on YouTube, there's like a little... Obviously, you subscribe, and then there's also a bell icon. So that was a bit loud in my ears. Thanks, mate.
Sorry,
and apologies to all podcast listeners. But on that note, I think we should get to this week's interview. What do you reckon?
Let's do it!
Here is this week's chat with none other than Bristol Flyers point guard Joe Anderson.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hi, welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast. We're back for 2026 and we're getting started with a bang because, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Anderson's in the house.
Boy, Mr. Anderson.
Guys.
Have you had that your whole life? People saying Mr. Anderson like off of the Matrix.
The Neo. Yeah, everyone says that.
Mr. Anderson.
Especially in school.
There was also like a WWE wrestler back in the day called Mr. Anderson as well. Have you ever heard about that?
No, I'm not big into WWE.
Good man. There's me and you versus these
Producer
two.
Dan knows, don't you, Dan?
Oh, this is a great start. Really great start.
Off to a tangent already. Joe, welcome to the podcast. How's it
Thanks
going?
for having me. It's going great, man. Good to be here.
It's your first time on the podcast.
I know, I'm excited.
It's only taken us like half the season to actually get you on in it.
I've been meaning to get on as soon as I saw Owen bring up the chicken fingers. I was like, I got to come defend myself, you know?
Well, we'll get on to that later on in the show. It's in my notes, don't you worry. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, first of all.
Thank you.
You had a couple of days off to start the week this week, right?
Yeah, that was nice, man. We needed it. Yeah, there was a long stretch of games there, but 2 days back to back. It went by fast, I'm telling you. Really fast.
Some well-earned days off, I will say.
Yeah.
Because obviously we had 3 games in 6 days last week, 2 of those on the road in Latvia and in Newcastle. The schedule since Christmas, it's just been nuts, hasn't it?
Crazy. Yeah, it's like, 8 games in 20 days or something like that.
Well, we had 28th, and then we went straight into the semi-finals, didn't we, against London?
Yep, second and fourth.
That was fun, yeah.
And then straight into the Wednesday home game against
Fillingen, then Surrey.
Yep.
On the Friday.
Oh my gosh, it's wild, isn't it?
And then just sort of some context for the listener, for the last sort of 6-7 days or so, 6-7, just how busy the past week has been for you guys. It was Surrey 89ers away on the Friday. You then flew to Latvia on the Sunday, game on the Tuesday against Valmiera Glass, flew back to Bristol on the Wednesday, then you flew from Bristol to Newcastle on the Thursday, game on Friday away at Newcastle, flew back to Bristol on Saturday, home game on Sunday against Leicester.
Yeah, felt like the pro lifestyle, man. It goes a lot better when you're winning games, I'll tell you that. It makes it sleep a lot better during those hotel nights, you know?
Have you ever been like part of, like through college, for example, have you ever been in a schedule like that busy before?
No, college schedule is done by now. Like, we've played 30 games, right? Close to 30 games.
If you add them all, I mean...
it must be close.
That's usually like a whole college season, so we're like halfway through right now, so...
I mean, if you think about it, we're 9-9 in the regular season, and then you add in the trophy run, so that was 3 games in the group stage, 2 semi-finals, 2 pre-season games, and then
30.
about 4 or 5 EMBL games so far as well.
It's 30.
Maybe it is 30.
Yeah,
30,
so we're literally, probably about
like
about
a whole
there.
season right there. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is mad. But I guess that's what you sign up for, right, as a pro? And then
love
you
it.
guys would rather, I guess,
Oh my gosh,
play
we'd rather
games.
this than practice for sure.
Yeah. What have you made of life in Bristol so far? Just talk to us about how you've enjoyed it, because you've been here for, around half the season so far, so you've had a good chance to really settle in now.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, Owen being here a year before me, my roommate from college, has been so helpful. He's gotten to show me all the spots. But, I get into the routine. I do the same thing over and over again. So I just wake up, go to practice, lift, practice, eat, hang out at the spot with Owen, and then, it's the same thing the next day. But I need to get out more, Joe, I'm telling you.
Well, Owen in his rookie season really embraced the Bristolian culture.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. I mean, he was checking out hotspots in town. He was down here at Ashton Gate watching football. He was everywhere, wasn't he? He really enjoyed the culture, and I guess that was probably a big part of him wanting to come back for a second year. And he really kind of soaked it up. Has it been everything that you expected so far? Because of course, coming into this rookie season, you probably would have spoken to Owen ahead of time, and he probably would have told you what to expect. But has your Flyers experience lived up to those expectations?
Man, to be honest with you, it's been more than I expected. Like, you hear stories about your buddies who play overseas, and they say it's like lonely and you miss family. And I mean, for me, my family came and visited me already. I got to go home for Christmas, and probably one of my best friends is living here. So haven't really.
We're not that close, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, no. Lonely would not be the word I would describe for living with Owen as a roommate, you know? So it's been great though. I've loved it, yeah.
Had you ever been outside of the US before coming to join us in Bristol?
No. We went to Montreal at Lipscomb, but that's Canada, so
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't really
To us, like, that doesn't count,
yeah.
you know?
No, I don't count it. Nothing like this.
That's like going to Wales.
Yeah.
It is a bit like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you mentioned about the horror stories that sometimes you see players have overseas, and you see so many of them online of players that like, I'm living in a different country, I've got a massive language barrier, I can't understand my coaching staff, I I've got 2 Americans on my team with me that I can communicate with. And I guess that's why sort of the UK is such a great hotbed for rookies, especially rookie players to come into to start out their pro career, because you can literally talk to anyone, right?
Yeah. No, it's great. Yeah, everyone speaking English is a huge bonus. You know, for me, sometimes when people start talking fast to me, it doesn't feel like English, especially in different areas of the UK. But for the most part, it's been pretty easy. Yeah.
Where's been the toughest? Scotland, I bet.
Yeah, Scotland was tough. Scotland for sure. Like we go and order our breakfast. That's Caledonia, right? Yeah. Ordering our breakfast, and they ask me a question. I'll just sit there and I'll look at Owen, and Owen will translate for me. But
well, he is Scottish, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So it's perfect.
Well, I was going to say you're in Newcastle last week as well, and the Geordie accent can be quite tricky to understand at times as well, I suppose.
And then isn't there a Wales accent too?
Yeah, but it depends where you go. It's not too bad in terms of understanding, but there is some strength in there as well. Yeah, no. But it's the north. We don't have many apart from Newcastle. There's not many other I don't know what Cheshire actually do.
It's a bit like Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Because it's close to Liverpool, isn't it? So maybe have you heard the Liverpudlian accent before?
No, Sam, you got one for me?
Liverpool.
I could do it, but my issue is it involves swears, and that's the only way I can do it. So I don't really want to.
If you hear Mark Stootle speak, that's a Liverpool accent.
Newcastle
head coach.
What would you say has been the biggest adjustment for you in terms of living abroad, whether that's on the court, whether that's off the court?
Yeah, I mean, probably the biggest change is just driving. You know, I'm so thankful we get a car here. It's been great. But, having to figure out how to drive on the other side of the road has been a bit of a change for sure. I'm already not the greatest driver, so that was step up.
Don't listen, Michael Leatherbarrow. Do not listen in.
MG Mike, don't listen.
What about roundabouts? Have you enjoyed the roundabouts?
Oh yeah, no. I told Owen today actually. I was like, I'm starting to get to him, and I finally looked to the right first instead of the left.
There you go.
It's only took me 3 months. Right?
I guess you don't really have those in the States, do you? It's all just intersections.
Yeah, just like stop signs, you know.
Yeah. What I find wild about the States, also, by the way, is like when you get to a red light and you can turn right at a red light in the US.
You guys don't wish you had that here. Turn left on red.
I wish we had it.
I love it.
Well, we have the little green arrow that turns on when you can do that.
Those arrows, that might be the most confusing thing, because you got like 2 staring red, but then one little thing saying green, and then I just get a car beeping at me, but it's all right.
You're just lucky that Michael sorts you out with the automatic and not having to drive stick, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'd be lost.
Yeah. Joe, you mentioned family and your parents coming down to visit. Of course, they came down to visit. I think it was around November time, was it?
Yeah, it was right after we played the Centanics, and then we played London, because they were there when we beat London at home.
Oh wow. What a game that is.
I know, yeah, great game.
Was that the one we held them to 54 points at home?
Yeah, that's where they scored 2 from 29 3-pointers. I remember it firmly in my head.
Yeah. That was nice. And then we went to Cheshire, and I think we probably went 2 of 29 that game. But But they got to see a W, so that was great. Yeah,
we've got a picture actually we can put up on screen. This was after the London game, or maybe the Centanics game.
That good days.
But there's you and Owen with your parents. Did they enjoy their trip?
Yeah, no, they loved it. We got to go to see Cardiff. We got to go see the Cardiff Castle. Mm-hmm. We got to go to Bath to see that old spa. Yeah, so we got to see a bunch of tourist spots. It was nice.
Your parents are so lovely. We got to chat to them a little bit. Gosh. But looking at that picture, you were never going to be 6'5".
Yeah. The odds were against me, that's for sure.
Were your parents, did they play basketball? Or?
Yeah, my dad was a stud, man. My dad played... He played basketball and baseball. He played baseball out of JUCO, but the basketball players loved him because he'd go play pickup with them, and they all wanted him on his team. So My dad's a stud, yeah.
Was he like a big coach for you growing up then?
Oh, yeah. Now, he's still a coach. Yeah, I get a text. My dad, he knows it bothers me, but he'll text me. You know, I wasn't shooting the ball great from 3 for a little while there, but he'll text me, and he'll always say, get your elbow out, and it drives me crazy. But it drives him crazy when I call him old. So now whenever he says, get your elbow out, I'm just like, all right, old man. No.
I actually sat opposite them on the bus to Cheshire.
Yeah.
And we were talking about all about your trip and them coming down and your basketball journey as well. And you guys went to London. They said you were off to London. Did you get to see many places in London?
Yeah, you know, I was sick when we went to London, so it wasn't the best experience for me. But we got to go see, there's a famous pub in London.
The one from Ted Lasso, in Richmond.
Rich what?
I shouldn't have brought it up because I'm not going to remember.
Okay.
But
why is it famous?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. It sells famous Thai food. If that helps anything.
Pub that sells famous Thai food?
Yeah, Thai food in the back. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up.
Sounds...
Hang on, I'll ask ChatGPT. Hello, what's the famous pub in London that like sells Thai food?
One really famous club in London that serves Thai food is the Churchill Arms in Kensington.
That's it, Churchill. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay,
What have you done with your chat? Why does it sound like
That's
that?
elite. Mine does not
ChatGPT.
sound like that. Yeah.
You turned it into a real cute mate. Chat's your best friend now.
I love my chat.
Do you have a
Honestly,
name for it?
Any questions, I just ask ChatGPT.
Do you have a
like
name
that.
for it?
No, I don't have a name.
Yeah, you
I just call it
do.
ChatGPT, but that's pretty cool, I think.
He has a name for it.
He definitely
Sure.
does.
There you go. So you went to that pub.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. We got to do that, and then we got to see, all the attractions like the Big Ben, and then the big, what do they call it, the Eye.
London Eye.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. It was sick. It was
All the
awesome.
stuff you see on like classic English, British films of what London looks like has got all those places
Yeah.
in. Yeah. Nice. Like,
No, it was
like
awesome.
Yeah,
It was
and you
awesome.
mentioned also you actually had a chance then to go home and surprise them for Christmas.
For Christmas, yeah.
And that's super rare.
Oh my
I
gosh,
don't
yeah.
think I mean, obviously it's your rookie season, but like it's so rare for us to have like that amount of time through the festive period where you can actually get out and go away. And how many days did you actually go back for?
I think Coach K gave us 5 days off, which is, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was great. I loved it. I feel like I needed it. It was, I missed my family like crazy, and just being able to reset and then come back ready for the rest of the season, it was awesome. And it was
Who
great.
did you tell? Who was in on it?
Yeah, so I told my sisters and my dad, but I wanted to surprise my mom. So I knew I would need some help to do it because my mom. You got to meet my mom. My mom talks a lot. She's like me. I love her. But I needed to fill in the rest of the family. So my sister picked me up from Atlanta and then drove me home. And then it was funny. My mom always, when I was growing up, like high school, and when I come back for college, my mom would make me French toast or waffles before I go to sleep. So I got home and I walked in, and the whole plane ride there, I was thinking like I need to have this great comment to say that's like, I'm here, like no place like home for Christmas. And then I walked in, and she was like in another room, and I was like, my dad was recording, and I was like, hey, did someone say they're making French toast? And then my mom was like turned around, but yeah, that was good.
Did she make you French toast?
She might have actually. I forget.
Not that night.
No. It was leftover pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty late.
French toast, leftover
Yeah.
pizza. Was she excited though?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Not on
It
the
was
sofa,
great.
I hope. Not for the pizza.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that very shortly. Speaking of family, obviously you're not directly related, but Owen McCormack, obviously being here,
Definitely family.
he
Yeah,
is like a
definitely
brother
family.
to you, isn't he?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, he's I love him. He's a pain, but he's definitely like a brother to me, and I just owe him so much for even helping me get here. Like he's been such a blessing, and he's just so honest with me. Sometimes I'd like him not to be as honest, but it helps me. It helps me so much on the court, off the court. He's helped me grow to be a better man, I'd like to say, and he's one of my best buddies, and he's a role model to me. But yeah.
Well, he was talking about you last season as well, was saying we need to get this guy in, and it's like, yeah, cool, whatever. And then obviously he brought it to coach, and I don't know exactly how it went down, but he was talking about you a long time.
Yeah.
He loves you so much.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's my guy. I love him.
Some context for the listeners. Obviously, you and Owen played a season together at Lipscomb. That was his graduate year and your first year after transferring,
That's
right?
Yep.
And you were roomies back then as well, right?
We were. Absolutely. Yep.
How would you describe your relationship with him, having lived with him as well as been a teammate with him on the court?
Yeah. Man, that's a tough question. I mean, yeah, we I think the best way to describe it is we're more so than friends. We're like brothers to the point where we're around each other so much that we start to get mad at each other, and like we can say things to each other that you can only say to each other when you're family. So sometimes we know, like he does it to me all the time, but he really knows how to push my buttons, unlike anyone else. So he'll get me going, and then finally I'll snap on him, and he's just laughing at me the whole time. But no, it's great. I love him, man.
Do you have any brothers?
I have 3 sisters.
So this is nice to have like a real sort of
he
brother.
says it all the time. I want to be like, Joe, you always wanted a brother, and I always wanted a sibling, so it's perfect. And I'm like, all right, stop touching me.
Speaking of Owen McCormack, we had him on the podcast earlier this season, and we were talking about your relationship back in college, and he had a great story for us about your eating habits.
Yeah.
And we've already mentioned about this, but Joe, take a quick listen to what he had to say.
Joe and I shared an apartment, and early on, he would only eat, I swear, he would only eat chicken tenders and pizza. Like, seriously. So one day, I sit on the couch, because I had a job at the time. It was like through our MBA program. I sit on the couch, working remote. I put my hand down on the couch. I'm like, oh, gosh. I'm not kidding. I lift my hand up. There's a bunch of chicken tender crumbs I'm like, okay. I was like, that's kind of nasty. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let it slide. And then it happened again. And then so now I'm looking for when he eats chicken tenders. The next time I see him eat chicken tenders, it's on the couch. The chicken tenders on the couch. Yes, he did the same thing with pizza. Pizza on the couch, on the couch cushion. So then when I found out that this was like, I thought it was like a one-off. So then I'm like, hey, like a paper towel is all I'm asking. Like I'm not really trying to like reinvent you, but just like paper towel would help.
He's done you so dirty.
Okay, he's added a lot to this story, okay? The first thing is he saw me eating a pizza on the couch, which isn't good, but it's the pizzas you put in the oven and you take them out, and I put them on the box that the pizza's in, but I didn't have a pizza cutter, so I had to take it off the box to bite it, so it looked like I was eating it, but it wasn't that bad. Now, the chicken fingers, I don't know where he's going with that, because I dip my chicken fingers in ketchup, so I would need something. I'm not putting the ketchup on the couch, so I'm calling his fib on that one. But, Owen and me, we're both eating chicken tenders on the couch. So,
there we go.
It's
and
full circle.
Have you got a paper towel or is it just straight on the couch?
Yeah, I'm a paper towel guy. You know? I don't like to do the dishes a lot, so I put it on the paper towel and then I can just throw it away,
There we go. Have you branched out much more? Are you doing much cooking apart from that now? Or
yeah, Owen's got me cooking a lot now.
Really?
Yeah, we do, let's see, pesto pasta. That's a new dish for me. Bolognese. New one that I really like, chicken quesadillas with that cheese I was telling you all about.
Okay, yeah.
Chicken quesadillas.
We need to figure this cheese out.
I know, yeah. Owen, once he watches this, he'll know for sure. The block and the...
So basically, Owen, we were speaking of air, and Owen has introduced Joe to a new cheese.
Yeah.
And can you describe this cheese for the listener?
Yeah, so I'm an American cheese type of guy. That's what I do. You guys have that here?
Yeah, and it's so bland and boring. No offense. In fact, full offense.
Okay,
full offense.
But I like American cheese on my eggs. That's like the only time I do cheese. I'm not a big cheese guy. And he was like, well, Joe, this isn't cheddar cheese and it's not American, but it's good on everything. Like, it's perfect. Chicken quesadillas, like your eggs, everything. And so I tried it, and he's right. It is, but I have no idea what it is.
Well, if any of the listeners can identify said cheese, please send us a message at Bristol Flyers or slide into Joe's DMs. Yeah. Tell them what it's called. We probably will know what it's called by the time we've recorded this podcast. But intriguing.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, with like the whole pizza, chicken tendies thing, and it's things like this. I think that, like, obviously your relationship prior to joining us has been there already, but like the team chemistry on the team this year, in my 12 years of being here on the Flyers, I don't think I've seen a squad with as much team chemistry as you guys have had, especially like from the get-go for this season.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think that helped us a ton at the beginning of the season too. It just seemed like we clicked before any of these other teams really even knew who each other were. And it's lasted, it's continued. Obviously there's tempers here and there, but everyone truly does care about each other. And, no one really cares about stats, which is like, when you hear about professional basketball, it's like the main thing you hear is everyone just cares about getting theirs. But we don't really have that on this team at all. Everyone just wants to win. And that's what was so tough when we went through that losing stretch is all of us are just huddled up together like, man, what do we got to do? Like, we got to change this, and we got to figure out what the problem is, because at the end of the day, we just wanted to win,
Because no one on the team averages more than like 14 points this season in SLB. And in past Flyers, and we have like 5 guys that average double figures. Yeah. But like in past Flyers teams would have one player who perhaps averages nearly 20, and someone who averages around 12, 13, and everyone else is sort of a bit lower on. But everyone, it makes us so dangerous because you have no idea who's getting hot on any given night.
Yeah. No, it's been incredible, And then the cool thing too is it's even off the bench, like guys like JB coming in, or got Evan coming in now. Marcus has been incredible. Like it could be anyone on the team any given night. It's awesome.
And you mentioned obviously Evan now added into the team. Obviously we all gutted to see Milos go down with his ankle, and obviously we understand he's had successful ankle surgery and he's still with us now, so he's on the road to recovery. I spoke to him at the game last week. So he's getting a lot more lifts in now, so he's going to come back like an absolute wedge.
Yeah, with tiny legs.
But no, it's great to see Milos on the road to recovery. But having Evan back in the team now, a guy who sort of knows the Flyer system already, having played for his last year, what's it like having him in the group?
Yeah, no, it's been great. So he was good buddies with Owen last year. Yeah. So I met him on FaceTime a couple of times. So I already knew he was a bit of a character. But no, it's been great to get to meet him. And like you said, he knows the offense. So from day one when he got here, he told me things. Like he'd been watching our games, so he told me things he thought I could do different or better to help the team, and he still does in the middle of the game. He'll come and grab me and tell me something. So it's been so great to have an older guy like that to show me kind of the ropes, you know?
And do you say, all right, old man?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you give me your best Evan Yippee impression?
I'm not good at it. Owen's really good at it.
Go on.
Yippee!
He's also like, I feel like this mullet in the team is sort of spreading now because you've got like Evan coming back. He's got the sort of like the mullet. You've got the mullet.
Yeah.
Now Owen McCormack's got the mullet as well. Is it sort of, it's growing on the team, isn't it?
Yeah. Me, Owen, Ev went to church the other day and we all got our mullets and we saw a guy walking by with a mullet and we were like, man, we got to come up with something like when we see like a fellow brother with a mullet, we're like, we give him a nod or something.
Who's next then?
Like, shake it a little bit or something.
Who's next to get the mullet then?
We were saying Lindolfi. That would be, that would be pretty funny. I mean, it'd look good.
Yeah. Oh, he always looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I want to see Darnell Brody rock one.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Milos had one at some point, or not really? A mini one.
Not a mullet. I don't think he had a mullet.
Nah. I mean, just talk us through that. I mean, we're talking about chemistry. Like, what's perhaps one thing within the group that fans don't necessarily see that sort of just shows how tight-knit this group is?
Fans don't see. Let's see. Well, I don't play the game, but a lot of the guys, I know Owen talked about it, they all play their PS4 or Xbox, so they're always talking to each other on that. I would just say, like, everyone on the team has a character, like Brody. I think a lot of times people will walk up to me and be like, hey, he doesn't talk much, Brody's probably one of the funniest guys on the team.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. He was talking to me today about, I don't know if I could get on the podcast. But I was like, bro, you would be hilarious on the podcast. Like,
we need him on the podcast at some point.
He's comedy. It's so funny.
Watch
like
this space.
Meme.
Yeah, he's a walking meme. We have to. I've seen some of the after some of the plays at the weekend. The Leicester game or something, like going back on defense after the big dunk. He was like sticking his tongue out, and he was. He's a funny guy. Nice. I'm sort of privy to it because JB always sends me his vlog clips, and I get to watch like the.
So you see the behind the scenes.
I get to filter out the stuff that doesn't get to make it through to the final edit, and he's funny. He's very funny. Joe, one thing we like to do with our guests, especially new guests on the podcast, is a segment called Run It Back.
Okay.
We like to learn all about your journey up through growing up into the pros. You grew up in Meriville.
Yeah.
See, I'd say like
Tennessee.
if you're British, you would say Maryville because that's how it's like written in my notes. But Meriville.
Yeah, remember he's from America.
Yeah, that's right.
America.
Yeah, Marvel, Tennessee.
Marvel.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up out there?
Yeah, it's great, man. It's a small county, but everyone kind of knows everyone, so it goes for you, but it could go against you too. And it's awesome. It's like a big family out there.
Do you remember how old you were when you sort of first picked up a basketball?
Man, I'd probably say 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I got a picture of me like a baby with a NBA basketball that I think is so cool. But yeah, I think probably 5 years old is when it started.
Was there any other sports at all, or was it just...
Yeah, no, I did them all for a while. I was big into tennis. I really like tennis. I go to camps for that.
Tennis in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but tennis, baseball. I like baseball. Soccer for a while. Never could do football, American football. I wasn't a big fan of getting hit like that. But
you would have been a good quarterback though. You would have been.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could have taken getting hit like those big old dudes.
Well, you never get hit if you got good teammates.
That's right.
Or if you throw away fast.
Just go at that, like throw it away.
That's a good point.
Obviously, you get to a point, I suppose, when you're playing all these other sports as well, where you decide, like, actually, I'm going to focus on basketball.
Yeah.
Kind of how old were you when you were like, yeah, this is the sport I'm going to now keep playing?
Yeah, I think 7th or 8th grade, I started playing AAU with Bobby Mays. He played at Tennessee and he played overseas, and he started this AAU team called B Mays Elite. And we traveled across all of America playing against really good competition and teams. And, I really started locking in about then. And, yeah, that was a great experience. Helped me. Coach Bobby helped me get my Division I scholarship. So, very grateful for him and just the leader that he is and the role model he is to all the guys on the team,
We speak about AAU quite a lot with our players. A lot of players play through that, when they go into the pros and stuff. And it does help propel players into college opportunities, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you got an opportunity to play at Furman.
Yeah.
As your for your like freshman year.
Yeah.
Talk us through that whole process, and sort of what offers were you getting coming out of AAU?
Yeah. I think Furman was one of the first schools to offer me, and I was just so thankful. I was so excited, and I was like, all my other buddies were getting offers, so I was like, I'm going to show it to everyone. Furman offered me, like, I don't care who else offered me, I'm going to do it with Furman, And, Furman taught me so much, man. Like, Coach Ritchie was great. He, a very knowledgeable guy, and he taught me a ton of things. And, I got to meet some of my brothers for life there at Furman, and it was such a great time. I didn't get to play as much, and it wasn't probably how I would have envisioned my journey going. But, to be truthfully, it taught me a lot about humility and just how when it's not your night, how to still be there for your teammates. And, it was great. Taught me a ton.
And you got the extra year, right, because of the pandemic.
COVID,
so you get to play 5 years
COVID year,
instead of the 4.
That was such a blessing.
Yeah. And then you obviously, after Furman, I guess you transferred over to Lipscomb.
Yeah.
And was that purely down to because you wanted to get more minutes and more opportunities?
Yeah, I wanted to play my last 2 years because always my dream to play professional basketball, and I was like, I don't think I can do it by not playing starting point guard minutes, and so I took the chance, took the leap of faith, and I was praying a lot, and it was between Anderson University, which is a D2, Campbell University, and Lipscomb, and just meeting Coach Acuff and just the guy that he is, and the guys like Will Pruitt around the program who were there, and Hank Hutchinson and Paxton Davidson. It was just like Coach Murray, Coach Martin, Coach Edstrom, like all these guys are just, they were men of God, and I could tell initially that not only did they care about the basketball side of things, but just who I was as a person. And I was like, man, and I remember Coach Acuff telling me, he was like, if you make it a pro basketball, like if you have a great career or not, you're going to have a great next 2 years and you're going to be set for life. And I was like, I got to do this. And praise Jesus, it worked out, man. It was awesome.
You had that first year playing with Owen.
Yep.
And then Owen goes off and joins the Flyers.
Yeah.
And then you have this sort of breakout second year with the team, which is probably one of the most successful years of Lipscomb history in recent years. You, one of the most successful D1 seasons. You 2025 ASUN tournament MVP, a fourth ASUN regular season championship with the program, third straight 20 plus win season, second ever appearance at the NCAA tournament as well. So you actually took them to the dance.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. My roommate when Owen left is a guy named Jacob Ognosevich, and he's playing at Washington right now. He's a stud, man. He's another guy we need to get from the Flyers.
Oh, there we go.
But he's a stud, and he got injured mine and Owen's first year there, right? And he could have gone high major for sure, like and got paid a lot of money. But he walked into Coach Acuff's. We lost on a buzzer beater, mine and Owen's year together. So he walked into Coach Acuff's office like the next week or whatever, and he was like, Coach, you deserve to get a ring. I'm going to stay for you. And then, sure enough, he stayed and we got a ring. And I love that story. I'm like, man, Jay.
Wow.
What position's he?
He's like a 4-man.
Yeah,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, Bristol Flyers deserve to get a very first ever SLB championship. So if it doesn't happen this year, we know who to call, right?
Yeah, Jay, keep your phone on you. Yeah.
Obviously, we mentioned about that successful season. Was playing in the tournament the highlight for your college career, do you feel?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We got to make it when I was at Furman, but getting to play a lot and get to play on that court, it was just a dream come true. And obviously didn't go how we wanted it to go, but just making it there and the journey and just the relationships that year. I mean, like there were so many fifth-year seniors on that team, like me, Tiasi Powell, one of my best friends, Will Pruitt, one of my best friends, Jacob Ognosevich, and then it is just, it was such a blessing. Charlie Williams, like so many old guys just got together that last year and we were like, man, we're going to do this. It's our last year. We're going to do it the right way. And it was one of those things that's kind of like this season where everyone was so bought in. We had guys who could have been starters. Like Miles White is an incredible basketball player, could have been a starter, but just was completely bought into us winning. And it, it's so good to see it happen.
So a lot of these fifth-year seniors that you would have been your teammates, are they now playing professionally overseas, scattered across Europe somewhere?
Yeah, my boy Giassi's playing in Cyprus right now.
Wow.
We'll call each other 3 or 4 times a week, and just keep up with each other. I'm trying to think of, obviously Owen's here with me. Will Pruitt is playing in the BNXT. He's in Belgium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, no, everyone's all over the place.
Love that. I love how, everyone goes to the same college and then suddenly players' paths cross in the pros. Because when we speak about this for other players on our podcast as well, but I imagine you look at scouting reports come through when we have different teams in SLB or EMBL, and you're like, hey, I played against this guy back at Furman or something. Is anyone like that where you recognize someone from your college career?
Yeah, so in Austria, our first game in Austria, we played against a guy named Tay Fields, who he's averaging like a double-double right now. It's unbelievable. But I played against him 3 months earlier in our regular season championship.
Wow.
He played on UNA, so it was pretty funny to see him and get to play against him again here. It was awesome.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
Small world it is, where you'd be in college together somewhere, and then suddenly you're competing for two different countries in some EMBL tournament or EMBL regular season play. It's mad.
And you're like scout these guys and watch tape on them, and then you're like, oh, I'm doing it again. But for a different team.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what point then in your college career, because obviously everyone at college, and I guess it probably wouldn't have been until you were really at Lipscomb, but what kind of point where you're like, actually, I could have an opportunity to turn pro here?
Yeah. It's pretty funny. So when I was getting recruited before I got to college, I went on a visit to Lipscomb, and this assistant coach there, towards the end of the visit, he said something like, he was like, we know you're going to go play overseas after college basketball. And he said it so like matter of fact, and like me and my dad afterwards, like, man, he said that like he really knew it. Like, that's awesome. Like, all these coaches see this. And it's funny, I ended up ending my career there. Like, who would have thought? But probably that last year, that around tournament time when I started really playing good, I was like, man, I owe it to myself to go try and chase this dream a little longer,
And then you get to this past summer and you graduate, and then you enter the world of free agency, which I imagine is crazy for you because, there's so many different options, different countries in the world where you could play, and you have to find an agent, and then you have offers coming through. Just kind of talk us through that process and like the offers perhaps that would have come through, and then what was it that made you want to go with Bristol?
Yeah, so obviously my best agent was Owen McCormack. He was looking out for me throughout the season and postseason. But JJ Mann, he played basketball at Belmont, stud, had like 30 on UNC when he was at Belmont. Then he's been playing overseas. He's in the BBL, the Bundesliga, the German league, and he's been playing I think for 12 or 13 years. He's an old man now, but he's my agent, and he just has so much knowledge about this side of basketball that I don't know, and he kind of walked me through a lot of stuff. And he's unlike most agents because he really does just care about me. Like, if I'm getting paid a ton of money or no money, he just wants me to be in a good situation. And that's what was so great about the Flyers is, there was some people in my ear telling me like, I need to go play here, or like, if you go play here, your career's done, da 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 da. But like, it was really cool to have this agent who was like, man, I think this is the best situation for you here, just for your future, and it's a great spot, and I'm so thankful how it all worked out to be here, Do
you remember your first conversation with Coach K?
Coach K, I think so. I think I was working a camp, and I was getting ready for a UK accent, and then I heard Coach on the phone. I was like, wow, I was not expecting this. But, it was awesome. It was good.
What kind of things did he have to say to you? Obviously, you get the good word from Owen.
Yeah.
And Owen's like, come join us. It'd be great. But, like, hearing it from a player is one thing. But I guess when you get on the phone, you speak to Coach, and he's telling you about the program as well, and the family feel of the club and the direction it's going in. Just talk us through sort of how you felt after that phone call with Andreas.
Yeah, obviously he told me he already saw how I could play alongside Owen and how we worked playing off of each other, so that was great to hear. And then he kind of talked to me about ball screen actions and how that's a lot of the offense here and how he can see me operating in that. So, just to see that he already had a vision of me in the team's future was great to know, like, he was genuinely thinking about it.
We saw tape of you when we were told you were going to join, and we were so excited. We genuinely were so. We were I remember being sat there talking to you guys about it. It was just crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was because we hadn't had like a pure point guard. I would say we had like combo guards that would like last year, for example, we'd have multiple players that played at the one, and then Coach was like, look, I've just signed a point guard this year, and then he sent me the tape, and it's like, his name's Joe, obviously knows Owen. Here's the tape. Here's his number. Reach out to him, and then we had that call, didn't we? And then got all the stuff for like the press release and stuff. And I just remember watching your footage, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna be a good team. We're in good hands with Joe at the reins at the point guard. So yeah, it was super exciting.
Owen kept calling you the floor general.
The floor general.
We need a floor general, and he's a floor general.
Just like that. And he sure is. Last one before we move on to the next section. What kind of advice would you give to a young Joe Anderson, knowing this is where you're at now, playing your first season in the pros?
Yeah, just stay with it. Keep your confidence and stay in the word, man. at Lipscomb, a lot changed about my life, but I started getting into the Word of God more, and it really changed my life off the court. And then, it's crazy. It translates onto the court. But, God changed my life that first year at Lipscomb, and if I could just tell myself anything sooner, it'd be just, getting that word a little earlier.
Love that. Amazing. It's time for us to move on to our quickfire questions segment. You've listened to the podcast before, Joe. You know how this all works. We've got 30 seconds we put up on the clock to ask you as many questions as we possibly can. They're all quickfire questions. The score to beat, producer Dan, is 10?
I think it's 9.
Maybe 9?
I think it's 9.
Yeah?
2 people have got 9. I can't remember who they are.
So I'm just answering fast.
Yeah.
Comes
Well,
It doesn't matter. It's just got to be. It's got to be relevant. You can't say
Okay.
what's your favorite food and you go dog.
Yeah.
Well, you could. I don't know.
Well, maybe not. But Sam, are you ready? We've got 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Right, Joe, you've got 30 seconds to answer as many questions as you can. Your time starts now. What's the one thing you can't live without?
Water.
What's your least favorite household chore?
Garbage.
Home-cooked meal or takeaway?
Home cooked.
What's a song you know every word to?
I never lie.
What's your favourite European city you've ever visited?
UK.
What's your favorite emoji to use?
Crying, laughing.
What job would you be doing if you weren't a basketball player?
Chiropractor.
What's your comfort food?
Soup.
What's the most used app on your phone?
Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Producer Dan, got a number, please?
So, are we count? It doesn't really matter, I know, but the UK isn't a city. Does that matter?
I would.
Does UK stand for anything else?
United Kingdom.
No.
Kentucky.
You're done, mate.
That's gonna make me look like a real American there.
You could scrap that. I mean, do we?
Up to you guys.
I'm telling you right now, we're getting rid of it.
In that case, it's an 8.
It's an 8. Oh, you would have had 9. No.
You can only blame yourself, Joe.
Owen's gonna give me a real hard time for that.
You could have got the joint top score, but you got yourself an 8.
Should have said Bristol.
You should have said
right?
Yeah,
We're right here.
Oh my god!
Literally
unbelievable.
Literally right here. Right, Sam, time for us to get to the news.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Right, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about since our last podcast because it's been so long. We took so much time off through Christmas.
When was
Sam,
the last podcast?
it was Romania.
Oh, right, yeah, nice.
We were in Romania. We took the podcast to Romania.
That was literally like the 14th of July. No, we released it a bit later than that, didn't we?
We
Yeah.
released it before Christmas, but we recorded it mid-December. So we lots to catch up on. However, we're just going to talk about the last 3 games because it was a very busy week over the last week or so. Joe, how great was it to return to winning ways? Because you mentioned sort of getting out of that slump.
Yeah.
It was 1-11 before the last week, but then this past week we won 2 of our last 3.
Yeah, no, it was great. Obviously we got to see some shots falling in, but just all around, I feel like the team stepped it up and rebounding, taking care of the ball, getting assists. Everything's looked a ton better, and we're going in the right direction.
Should we talk about Latvia to start with?
Yeah, let's get to it. Obviously, we went to Latvia last week. Snowy Latvia. It was.
Was it snowy?
Yeah, it was snow on the
How
ground.
was the food?
It was good. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, nice.
Well, went to Latvia. Valmiera Glass we took on Tuesday in the European North Basketball League. This was a must-win game coming into this game because lose and our playoff hopes would have been done in EMBL. I imagine that was a big message that Coach Kapoulis was emphasising to you coming into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes having your back against the wall is the best way to play.
And we certainly did play. It was a pretty back and forth first half. A couple bits I want to sort of go through here. I mean, the final score 91-106. The couple bits I want to sort of pick up on here. First quarter, Joe has a nutmeg on one of their defenders and then passes it to Will Yoakum for a 3. And now we were sat here, me and Gareth, watching this on the monitor, and the angle for where we're watching it, I just thought you were just dribbling it like normally.
Yeah.
And then
I actually texted you, didn't I?
yeah, you texted me saying that was a nutmeg, and obviously Jack picked up on it for socials because he posted it on the Instagram feed. I didn't realise. I would have been so much more excited about that play on commentary had I seen that was a nutmeg.
Will had to make that
Oh,
three.
yeah, I threw it to him.
And it wasn't it wasn't the cleanest, was it? As in, it dribbled in around the front.
Yeah.
Which doesn't matter, but it's more like, please go in, please go in. Disgusting. How did it feel?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. It's been a while since I've done that. So
The
that was nice.
audacity to do that. As well.
The Trae Young. Did Owen pass my message on to you?
No, what did you say?
I said to just tell you something like that was filthy. I can't remember, but he, I had to tell him he shot pretty well as well because he did.
Yeah.
Didn't
He did.
He was at, what, 7 and 9, 6 and 8, something like that.
It was 6 for 8. It was. Yeah. This was a real team performance. I thought, like 6 players in double figures. Everyone was scoring.
Yeah.
What were your biggest takeaways from that game?
Yeah. We were just sharing the ball. Obviously, everyone was hitting shots. It was great. Coach was drawing up some great sets. We added in a new play. I'm not going to say the name of it, but we added in a new set. And, I know everyone was flowing. You know who played great, too, was Brody. I don't know if he scored double figures, but I feel like that was one of the first games where he really has just come out and played with confidence, and it showed. Like, teams have to play completely different when he's playing like that.
He was bullying them, wasn't it?
I know, man. Yeah, it helped all of us.
Also, the last few games,
Absolutely.
This week and this past week in particular for Brody, has been huge.
Absolutely.
And I said to Gareth on commentary, I don't know if it's almost him now getting more confidence. I don't know if it's also the introduction of Evan, who sort of has that 3x3 background and obviously a lot of entry passes into the post. But when Evan's catching the ball in the wing in particular, first thing he's looking at is in the post. Straight away, that's number one option is to find if Brody's in there ready to go. He had a really good week, I thought. Let's run through some key plays from this one then. So Balmira 28-26 up at the end of the first quarter. It was only a 4-point lead for Flyers at half-time. That third quarter, though, was where we started to do the damage. We outscored them 25-15 to create that separation, and it looked like a completely different team. Although we started the game really strong, it was still close at half-time, but then suddenly in that third quarter, it just blew wide open. Talk us through that team talk. What was Coach saying at half-time that enabled you to go on that massive run?
I think sometimes we can come out of half a little flat, so that was just a big message. Like, we're going to come out and throw the first punch and be the aggressor. A coach told me one time, luck goes to the aggressor. And I think that's kind of what was happening for us. A lot of times we get in these situations and the ball just feels like it's not bouncing our way. But we kind of brought it to them, and then it started feeling like, man, everything was bouncing our way.
I mean, it's a lot easier when the shots go down as well, right?
It sure is, isn't it? It's great.
15 from 29 from 3, Joel.
Yeah.
That's crazy, guys.
Yeah. Just over 50% it was, in fact. And then obviously we get to the fourth quarter, and just Owen McCormack just 3 after 3 after 3.
Yeah.
Just went nuts.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I've seen it. I've been playing with him now for 2 years, Joe. I see it. But it makes my job really easy.
Yeah.
I know we were kicking butt, but did he at any point, I can't remember, throw up any where you were like, if this was a tight game, we probably wouldn't have shot that one, but he did it anyway. I can't remember.
He was getting them up quick, that's for sure. It was no dip, just quick release. One time they were like trying to press or something. They left him wide open. It was like a 6-1, and he turned around. He's like, "What are they doing?"
That's exactly. What are they doing?
I have to say though, his shooting this year, his numbers compared to this time last year, incredible improvement in his game. And I don't know if that's a confidence thing or being entrusted more as a leadership role in the team. Yeah. But his game has transformed, and now he's shooting. I think it's over 40% in SLB from deep. He's and he leads the league in 3-point field goal percentage right now. Like, his confidence out there when he gets it going like that, he is so hard to guard.
Yeah, I'll just say, just living with him, he gets in the gym. We're always in the gym together. He's putting in the work, so it's nice to see the work paying off.
Even Cam got a nice 3 as well.
Yeah, Cam Holden got a 3. It's one of those ones we had him on the podcast, and he's like, "Yeah, if everyone's shooting 3s, I might try one, but I won't really hit it." And it had a little think about it, didn't it? It just bobbled around twice in that game. And it was like, "Yeah, I'll go in." Yeah, everyone gets a 3-pointer in that game. I think it was like that Oprah Winfrey meme where it's like, "You get a car, you get a car." You get a 3. You get a 3. Everybody gets 3s. Everyone was hit. All we needed was Brody to hit one, really, and then he has hit a couple this season.
Yeah, a couple of banks.
A couple of banks. We'll take it. As Sam mentioned, 15 for 29 from 3 in this game. And when we're shooting the ball like that, I think we're just a completely different team.
I agree, for sure.
To guard. 91-106, the final score. Quick rundown of the leading scorers. As we mentioned, 6 Flyers in double figs. Joe over here, 20 points, 6 assists. Omac also 20 points, 6 for 8 from downtown. Will Yoakum 15, Evan Walsh 14 off the bench, Marcus Delpesh 12 off the bench, and Big Brody with 10 as well. Joe, how much have you enjoyed sort of these EMBL games and having this European schedule on top of your SLB schedule?
Yeah, the games are a lot different from the SLB games, just the way they're played against these other teams. There's a lot more sets and I don't know if stronger is the right word, but physical older guys, so it's a completely different game. But man, just getting to travel the world like this, Coach says it before all the games, but it's such a blessing, just to go into these games with gratitude, just to have the opportunity to do this. It's it's awesome.
And I guess it's thrown you some interesting away venues to sort of to visit. Obviously,
that's
there's
right.
Croatia away with all those 700 fans just making an absolute racket, and obviously with Austria as well away. Have you had a favourite away trip in Europe this year?
You know, that Valmiera game was fun. It's always nice when you play good, Joel. And then Austria was a good time too.
Yeah. Well, it was a big result for Flyers over Valmiera Glass. It keeps the EMBL playoff hopes alive, which means that is a must-win game now on Wednesday, February 11th, when Tautec Alexela from Estonia visit the Wise campus. We need to win, and we need to win by a lot of points for our points differential to make the playoffs. So you can get your tickets right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. It is Wednesday, February 11th. We need all your support to get in there, make some noise for the boys, and let's get them over the line and into the EMBL playoffs. You looking forward to that one, Joe?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're in a similar spot where they're back against the wall as well. So, yeah, it'd be a great game.
I saw they played Valmiera Glass in their domestic league last week, and Valmiera came out on top by double figs. So it's always those ones, isn't it, where you look at we had no idea how we're going to match up against this team, so let's look at their previous results and see who they played and see if we played them. But it never works out that way, does it? It's like everyone just turns up on different days. So it'd be a big exciting game, but you can get your tickets right now over at the website. Then we move on to Newcastle, and obviously you fly back on the Thursday, then fly up on the Friday. Fly up on the Thursday, fly back on the Wednesday. Game on the Friday, Newcastle, and this game was so nice we had to beat them twice because we beat them in regular time, and then they just managed to hit a 3 to tie it, and then we beat them in extra time as well.
Yeah.
You guys stress me out, man.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I think me and Owen were talking about just the way that the regulation ended. It was like something with Owen in a switch. He didn't switch up, and then I missed the free throw. And then Evan turns it over, and the ball just bounces right to Taylor, and he drills it. And we're like, yeah.
But that says so much about the way you guys are able to come back together again in OT. Because, you missed the free throw to make it a 2-possession game at the end of regulation. But then the first 2 possessions of OT, you're, getting straight-line drives to the basket. So, to be able to have that next play mentality and just forget about what's happened and, we were up by 6 with whatever it was, 40 seconds, 20 seconds to go. But it's a new game now, right? Got to lock in.
Yeah.
Forget about everything else. That says so much about yourself as a player. How hard is that for you to sort of have that next play mentality?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about Coach. He just is always preaching, just move on, get to the next play, and it gives us all confidence. Coach just getting to be able to sit down this year and watch a ton of film with Coach, and a lot of those situations I was getting into late game were things we had just watched previously, like the day before on film. So, it's just been such a blessing getting to play for a guy like that,
Can I hold my hands up, though?
Yeah, go on.
I was away with my family this weekend. My dad he retired 2 weeks ago, so we went away, which was lovely, planned him for ages, and was sat watching it together where we were. And I said the words, we're up by 6 with 20 seconds to go. I said something like, this is done now. If we can go have dinner and whatever. And it was all my fault. I'm so sorry, okay? Joel, I'm sorry. Coach K, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
There was a play where Ev, I think, put us up by 6 with a layup in the fourth quarter. And obviously the Newcastle fans, they don't like Evan Walsh.
So I didn't realize that.
Over the years.
They were horrible, weren't they?
Yeah.
And Evan was whipping him up. He was whipping him up after the game.
Yeah.
And after that layup, and I was like, Evan, I know it's a 2-possession game, we're up by 6, but you just never know.
So what you're saying is it was Evan's fault, not my fault. Okay, good.
I'm
That's
not
fine.
saying that at all, but I was like, I was all for it. I loved it. I loved that kind of showmanship. Do you know what I mean? It's like a wind-up merchant.
Wind-up merchant, as the French say.
But let's run through this game anyway. Strong start for the Flyers again, led by as many as 13 points in the first quarter. From the get-go as well, points in the paint, huge. Cam Holden in the post.
Unbelievable.
No one can stop him.
Yeah, especially that first half, man. It was just kind of like we were just finding ways to get the ball in there, and he was just making a play, whether it was an assist or a bucket. It was awesome.
He had 15 of his 17 points in the first half. He came out aggressive, and I think also that ability from him, and we speak about this on the podcast quite a lot, but him in the post, whether it's not scoring in the post, but his ability to pass out the post as well.
Yeah.
That must be so much fun to play with.
It's amazing. A lot of my buckets actually come from Cam, so I love playing with him. But, he's got that height advantage on a lot of guards too, and he really is a great passer. He can score, and he does go downhill hard, but, man, he's such a good passer. It's great to play with.
He is so aggressive as well, isn't he? I remember watching him play against us when he was for Cheshire, and I was like, this guy, I hate this guy. Not his personality, him as a player, you know.
Yeah.
Must be a nightmare for like officials as well to call him, because like I feel like every time he gets in the post, when he has that little jump turnaround hook, it's always a foul.
Yeah.
And like
And
I
you know
bet
his
the officials are
his
like,
hair goes crazy
yeah, but
too,
like I
so
guess also the officials are almost a bit like, oh, I can't keep calling this a foul
not
every
every
time,
time,
surely. But like it is. Like he's literally
Yeah.
getting hit every time. He seeks that contact, and like if he's getting doubled as well, his ability to just recognise that so quickly and then just pass it out the post and someone's whipping it around the top, incredible. As we said, 15 of his 17 points in the first half. We won the second quarter, 23-17. We're up 11 points at the half, and then Newcastle, they're going to go on a run at some point. Yeah. It's one of those games. Obviously, we say it all the time. Basketball, game of runs. We go on a run, you go on a run. They went on their run in the third quarter. They outscored us 23-8 in that quarter. I do want to talk about the Owen McCormack dunk in the second half.
Yeah.
He gets like one dunk a year, doesn't he? And that was his one dunk
He got
used.
up there, man.
Yeah, he did.
That was a highlight.
He was like hanging on the rim
That's
as well.
unbelievable.
Legs up, like,
I remember last year he had a dunk at home against Caledonia in fast. Similar kind of style actually. It was a transition dunk like that. He catches it on the left side and just dunks it with two hands. He always has that one dunk in him for the season, and that's it.
Yeah. So he's done now, is what you're saying.
So he can camp out the 3-point line again now. But yeah, that was a great play. Flyers retook the lead in the fourth. As you mentioned, Evan Walsh with that layup to put us up by 6 with 18 seconds to go. Got to run through the next few possessions here. Dion Hammond hits a 3 to half the lead, 69-72 to 12 seconds left. Timeout, Flyers advance the ball. Newcastle, they commit the foul before the inbounds.
So it's a technical.
Yeah, so we in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, we get an extra free throw. We get to inbound it again. Our guy over here has to make it interesting. He's like, yeah, I'm going to make it interesting. I was going to miss the free throw.
Not just miss it, mate. Hit it off the front iron. What are you doing?
Unbelievable.
You got to get it there, you
I
know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because we get the ball from the sideline again. But wait, we turn it over. So then we turn the ball over. They go and hit a 3, which was a crazy 3, by the way.
Disgusting. It was amazing.
He's a
wasn't
good
it?
player. Yeah, he's nice.
Really good. Rayshon Taylor hits the 3. We get to overtime. And then we spoke about it, the refocus. Joe then goes on to score the first 2 buckets in OT. Evans sinks a pair of free throws to put us up by 4. They again gave us a bit of late drama. Maceo Jack hitting that 3 after JB went.
The inbounds play.
I think he got knocked down to the floor during the play, and then there was like no call, and then they just opened for a 3. And then JB goes 1 for 2 from the line. We win by 2. Yep. But and they had a chance as well to win it even with that sort of running 3 off one leg, and I was like, no way is this one going to go in. Not after we've managed to fight back after. Basically putting the game away and then allowing them back in it. But it was so nice we beat them twice. So we come away with the win. We will 100% take it. Leading scorers in this one, Joe over here, 19.6 assists, clutch in overtime. Cam Holden, a huge double-double, 17 points, 12 rebounds, earning himself a spot in the SLB Team of the Week. So congratulations to Cam. Omac, also 12 points off the bench. And then we go into Sunday. We won't talk about Sunday too much, but of course, Leicester Riders. And obviously, you guys have then travelled back the day before. You don't really have much time to practice. Talk us through this game. What were your thoughts after that game on Sunday?
Yeah, it was tough because I felt like we started out the game so well. Like it seemed like we just picked up right where we left off. But, you got to give credit to them. They're a good team. They've got some really good players, and their sets are really clean how they run them, and they just trust their stuff, and they kept trusting it. And, like you said, I think we did get a little tired there later, but, everyone's playing a lot of games in this league. There's no time for the excuse. So, they just happened to play better than us that night, and you just got to move on from it.
I think it's really annoying because, it felt like we were playing really well and winning significantly, but then someone like Raekwon Battle would hit some stupid 3 that would just keep them in it. And it was it's really annoying because they're not actually that far away again. You know what I mean?
It was funny because we had the double-digit lead in the first half, and then you look at the score at half-time, we're down 1.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Down 1, down 2, I can't remember.
I think, yeah.
So, you look at that score and you're like, we've had a really good half basketball. We've held the lead the most of the way. Their first lead came with 30 seconds to go or something in the half, and then we're looking at the scoreboard like, oh, man, we're down 2 at half-time. We just had a really good half. And then, they stretch it out a little bit in the third, and you have Battle and Carey knocking down 3s. Yeah. And then we're literally in touching distance the rest of the way, and we just can't quite get over the line. And there's a couple of plays I do want to talk about in this game. It's the 3-pointer by you after Evan dived on Cheryl Krause on the court side. Did you see this, Sam?
That was sick.
So Cheryl was one of our partners from CK Dental. She was in attendance. I think Zach Anderson shoots a free at like long rebounds out to the baseline, and then Evan just dives and lands on her lap. Like it's more than you bargain for as a fan when you sit courtside. It's literally in the splash zone. Evan Walsh lands on Cheryl's lap
with an unbelievable save, by the way.
Unbelievable save.
Crazy.
But he saves it, and it was almost going to be an over and back. Zach then saves it to you, Joe.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you got to shoot it.
I was like, I got to shoot this. Yeah. I was like, I got to shoot this.
And you drain it. And
Did it look good the whole way?
Yeah, it felt good. Yeah, it felt good.
But those are like, that's a massive energy play because suddenly, you feel like the fans have just given you an assist for that. Do you know what I mean?
That's one of those plays where I was like, there's no way we're losing this game.
Yeah. Then also, there was a big dunk by Will Yoakum in the fourth quarter. Literally, first pass of the offense, he just catches it, turns the corner straight away, downhill, two-handed dunk. Could have easily been. I think they just sort of make a business decision at the last minute, just not getting the poster. But it was a huge dunk by Will.
Good business decision.
He is, we speak about it in the pod before, Joe, but he is just like super sneaky,
he's
athletic,
electric, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
And he's probably listed at like 6'5", 6'4" maybe, but he can just jump out the gym.
Yeah, no, we talk about it all the time. Every time he gets the ball in that transition type of setting, we're always like, he's gonna punch on someone.
He's
crazy.
not had one like absolutely.
He's gonna get one. He's
gonna
catch one. Just amount of times he tries it, he's got to.
I need it.
And there's been a couple that he's been fouled on that haven't been called as
they
well.
don't call him. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, there was a couple actually. I thought where he's going to the basket and there are no calls, and I'm like, we got to call something.
Yeah.
Anyway, run down the top scorers in this one. Then Joe over here, 23 points, 5 assists, 3 great games.
3 in a
from
row.
you.
You're top scoring.
Thank you.
Smashing it, mate. 23 points, 5 assists. Zach with 13. Darnell Brody and Will Yoakum 10 points apiece. It means we fall to 9-9 in the league. We're 5th in the standings right now. What's crazy about this though? We're past the midway point in the season now. We're 9-9 in 5th. But like you look at 2nd down to 8th, there's like 1 win separating all those teams. So it just shows that, like, you go on a double-header weekend and you win both games and suddenly you're back up in 2nd again. It's super exciting to watch this season. Focus now shifts to the SLB Cup, which starts this weekend. We take on Manchester Basketball away from home. 3 p.m. tip-off this Sunday. Straight knockout game, win or go home. Joe, I guess these sort of mid-season tournaments are something quite new to you as a sort of American player coming over. But how excited are you for that one? Chance to start a new competition.
Yeah, I mean, any chance to win hardware, right? That's what you want in the program. So, good opportunity. Manchester, obviously a physical, good team, and be a big win for the program.
Have you not heard this year with the way AI is going? There's no longer hardware; it's now software that you get.
That was an awful joke.
you were sucked in there, weren't you? Really?
Yeah, caught him on the hook there, hook, line, and sinker. It was very good. I know you've had like a couple of days off to start the week, but you're back in practice again today, preparing for Sunday's game. How's it been so far?
Yeah, it was good. Today we did more so shooting and just going through some sets, getting Evan back in the rhythm of all the new sets we got. So, it was good. It was nice to see
I imagine he hasn't had much practice time, considering
it's been all games and traveling, so it's been tough. But, he's doing a great job.
Amazing. Well, don't forget, you can watch that game on DAZN. 3 p.m. tip-off, Flyers v Manchester Basketball away from home in the SLB Cup this Sunday. Other news I need to get to. I need to talk to you about Bristol Flyers half-term holiday camps for February. They are now live. You can book them right now at Cottam School. If you know a youngster who wants to develop their game, you can hone your skills under the guidance of our expert Flyers community coaches, including former captain Raf Thomas Edwards and Leslie Smith as well. It's great to have Les back, by the way, in the Flyers community, inspiring the next generation. Monday, February 16th to Friday, February 20th are the dates, 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. at Cottam School. The price is £35 per day or £155 for all 5 camp days. It's open to boys and girls from school ages 3 to 11. So get your hands on places. You can head to the Bristol Flyers website to book your space now. And that's it for this week's news.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Right, Joe, time for us to wrap up this week's episode of the podcast. We've got our mailbag section. We ask fans to send in their questions for our guests. We were not short of questions, I'll tell you that. I've had to filter through quite a lot of them. Some of them not suitable for podcasts.
I need to see some.
Some of them quite suitable for the podcast. The first one from Abigail Sparkman on Instagram, who I think is Owen's fiance, right?
Yep.
She just says, no questions here, but just want to say that Joe does not leave crumbs on the couch.
Thank you, Abby. Yeah, Abby was with us for 2 months, and it was great. She helps keep the place tidy. That's for sure.
And she gives you guys plates, right?
Yeah, Abby, she's introducing me to a lot. The newest thing is straws with coffee. Like iced coffee. I was just drinking it.
No,
She's like, Joe, you're doing this all wrong. You're going to stain your teeth. So
wow.
Now I've got the glass straws. It's a game changer, Joe.
I love that. Matt Lynch on IG. What moment do you think about most in your career so far?
What moment do I think? I got to be winning the championship at Lipscomb with my boys. Getting to go to March Madness, dream come true. It was awesome.
You got next one, Sam?
Yeah. I think you know this person. His name is Zach Anderson.
Zach, yeah, familiar.
He says, I heard that Owen and Zach have been running worlds on Scoppa.
Yeah, I knew
Who
this
is the
was gonna
best
come
duo
up.
on
No,
the team?
me and P. P's the real Italian here, so he really teaches me how to play. And we're whooping them. I mean, those two, they don't stand a chance. And when they do win, they make like this giant announcement about it. So, we'll just let the losers talk.
I thought Scopa had died last season, and then suddenly I see Pasquale Landolfi whipping the cards out on the bus again, and suddenly it's back, and it's back with a force because now you all know how to play again, right?
Yeah, no, it's great. Evan's left out right now because he needs a partner, so he's just sitting on the sideline instigating. So it adds a little flavor.
Super sub. Stan Salvage on Instagram from our partners at HTP Group. Shout out, Stan. He wants to know, what's your favourite type of shot to take?
Favorite type of shot?
Not that kind of shot. On the court.
Sambuca.
I was about to say Sambuca. On the court.
I thought that was a setup. Favorite shot on the court? Probably a mid-range jumper. Love a good mid-range jumper,
And you're good at them too.
Thank you.
I love a midi.
Thank you.
Erica Cross on Facebook wants to know, does Joe have any pre-game rituals or superstitions? For example, I think Erica's from our partner at Callaway.
Really?
Yeah, Erica. I met her yesterday, actually. I met up with her yesterday. Yeah. Does Joe have any pre-game rituals or superstitions? For example, does he wear lucky pants or shorts like MJ?
I do not do that. No. I wash my shorts for the games, but I shout out my boys Zach Lamy with One Sip on Instagram. But I drink a coffee before every game. That's my go-to. I like to drink it I like to get it finished right before the 90-minute mark. So
even on an 8 p.m. Wednesday night game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you must not be able to sleep those nights.
No, I don't.
So you bringing in a little espresso machine into the locker room? Well, is that what's happening? Or
what I do is I'll buy it on the road games. I'll
see.
buy it and then I'll just save it and then I'll get it down.
I'm the same, mate. I like a coffee for tip-off. So
going.
I'd always have it I'll try and have one maybe pre-game, couple hours before. Mm-hmm. But then when I'm on air, it's nice to have a warm drink for my throat.
Yeah.
So I'll sometimes put it on the side or on the floor. I don't like the idea of one of you guys jumping into the scorer's table and just coffee going everywhere.
All over you.
Yeah. So I sort of put it down behind me a little bit.
Yeah, that's smart.
I see you on the JB vlog. On the last JB vlog, you were talking about your coffee habits with Mr. Will Yoakum.
Yep.
You guys are like the coffee club right now.
Yeah, Zach drinks a lot of coffee. Will, me. I'm trying to think. I think that might be it. But big coffee drinkers over here.
Did you enjoy the trip to Clifton Coffee then?
I did. No, that was sick. That was awesome.
Yeah, our partners there. You got to see how the beans are sort of divided up and broken down. And
I didn't know any of that.
It was crazy, right?
Yeah,
It was really, really cool. I've got a final question here, and this one is from Pasquale Landolfi on Instagram. He wants to know, what's the best country line dancing place in Nashville?
Best country line dancing place in Nashville. I'll just say my favorite bar in Nashville is probably that's a good question. We'll just go with Barstool. Barstool's a good bar in Nashville.
Barstool.
Yeah.
Is that from the Barstool guys?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get P down in Nashville. I told him he'd love it.
Oh,
It'd be
mate.
a good time.
You should get us down there.
Yeah, I know. Come on,
I'd
guys.
love Nashville.
Come
That'd be great.
I would love to go to Nashville one day.
100%, that'd be awesome. I think that's a good place for us to wrap up this week's episode of the podcast. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
We really appreciate you coming down. It's been a blast. What I want to try and do at some point later in the season is get like a roomies episode where we get both you and Owen in together, and we have a bit of banter, the four of us.
That'd be good.
Sam, great episode.
Unbelievable. We really appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Do you know one thing I want to say about this guy is every game, home game especially, he'll come up, he'll speak to all the volunteers, he'll come say hi to us guys. He'll at the beginning introduce himself, and he's just a top quality guy. So if you get a chance to say hi, you should do. We really rate you as a guy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you guys.
Joe, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Against Manchester Basketball. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Bristol Flyers podcast. If you are watching us on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to read out some comments in an upcoming episode. If you are listening on the podcast feed, give us a rating and a review because it really helps us move up those podcast charts. Sam, anything else you want to add before we wrap up this show?
No, all good, brother.
I don't know when our next show is going to be because we've just come back for the new year. I'd like to get it back to being more often if we can, but
we will. Don't worry.
We'll talk off air. We'll talk off air. That's it. So from wherever you are, we'll see you again soon right here on the Bristol Flyers podcast.